get uncomfortable. But Midnight, I'm expecting great things. I'm not going to hold you, honestly. Midnight's been playing so well these last 2 days.
Yeah, riding a tidal wave of momentum going into this set, not just today, but from yesterday as well, and finding what should be, on paper, a pretty favorable matchup, if not for the experience that BestNess has.
Very nice magnet there from BestNess, just real quick, stealing back that little bit of health.
And that magnet sort of putting in twofold work there, not just healing himself and getting rid of the projectile, but discouraging Midnight from going for something like that in the future.
See that range pressure right outside of the bubble from Midnight. As per usual, a big explosive flame into auto reticle, gonna make things super scary for BestNess. No resources. Doesn't land the counter.
Back into the PK fire as well. Dash attack to put out, and we're seeing BestNess already starting to sow the seeds of what could potentially be a PK Thunder 2 kill.
Teleport cancel is coming out from Midnight. The explosive flame not healing very much at all, only 1%. Very tricky PKT.
Yeah, we've seen that some Palu players just telegraph these E-flames so much with perhaps a dash back or some sort of jump in an opposite direction, but Midnight threatening to go back and then planting a back air onto BestNess.
See the Nair into cross-up roll, perhaps trying to scout out a grab, but just holds that space and continues to push advantage. Midnight now holding a pretty considerable stock lead.
Good get off the
big
option.
pistol. Oh, unfortunate.
That may not have been his intention, but it worked out to his favor. The landing fair as Midnight picks the correct option for the spot dodge.
Very nice down tilt back air. Yeah, the recognition of no resources on the side of BestNess.
Forward throw again. PK Thunder can continue the juggle. For all the merits that Palutena's dash attack has, very, very unsafe.
Yeah, absolutely. Ness is going to grab it or nair it out of shield every time without fail. And you better pray he's not facing backwards, because then it's going to be much more trouble at the later percents.
Some good SDI being displayed from Midnight as well. Escaped it and then immediately reflected.
Nice spacing on the PK Thunder off the ledge from BestNess, mixing up the spacing now on 3 separate occasions.
Landing there as well.
No resources on BestNess. Just gonna find that magnet. Things are gonna look scary in the corner from Midnight. Gets that dash attack though.
Did not get the final hit of the drag down up air. Would have been a bit of an ask to kill there. Gets up in the same place, but able to escape and SDI'd again, but the well-placed up smash from Midnight, the key to taking game 1.
Yeah, that was very scary for BestNess, because you've hit the back of Palutena's shield and you probably want to get away as fast as possible, but you also might want to keep pressure up just because you don't know how scared she is. But Midnight, ready on the draw, catches BestNess for screwing around a little bit too much with the drift and not committing to getting far away from Palutena, and just snatches that stock with the up smash. Very quick.
Yeah, Palu's up smash hitbox is thicker the lower down it is, so near the base of it, it's going to cover a pretty good range.
And Midnight utilizing all the tools that I feel make Ness struggle in this matchup. Really just playing right outside of Ness's bubble, abusing those ground-to-ground and air-to-airs with dash attack and back air in really scary situations, and then holding advantage for sometimes up to 70 damage, if not the whole stock. We're going to see a really nice start here from BestNess, but good response from Midnight.
And again, SDIing out of the explosive flame to immediately reflect it, perhaps making BestNess think twice about approaching.
Yeah, and very smart to place the situation the same exact way. Goes for the dash attack through the flame just in case Ness is trying to mash buttons.
Oh, brilliant adaptation though. This time, use the explosive flame, jumps over the reflected projectile, and immediately goes for a down air, up air.
Very quick on the draw from BestNess. A lot of tricky double jump, aerial, and special placement from BestNess, but Midnight just kind of catching it out of shield. Still very far behind here. It's going to be a 2-stock lead for BestNess. Very good stuff.
Having deprived Midnight of his jump, had free reign to go for the yo-yo at ledge, since the timing would have been simplified.
It's going to be a nice flame. Going to need one more of those types of stocks from Midnight, but 54 on the board already.
BestNess continuing to threaten with aerials, but Midnight finds a way in. Fair trains across half the stage.
Nice up smash from Midnight. Doesn't get caught by that back hit of Ness's up smash.
BestNess actually opting to put a bit of charge to his detriment. Good pivot grab from Midnight.
Not swinging too much at the corner, just holding the center stage. Really trying to cement this comeback here.
Things difficult. Great use of the Nair in the back hitbox to complete the 2-stock.
Yeah, very good stuff. Catches the drag down on the way back to the stage into the back hit of Nair. Well played by BestNess. Really just keeping the pressure up that game and never, ever letting up. Playing pretty much the same game Midnight had played, where it's right outside of the bubble. But BestNess just snuck his way right in there and really found those extensions and quick damage.
Certainly, and that's more like the BestNess we've come to know from these past few months. It's so difficult to get around what can seem like a never-ending barrage of aerials, and Midnight did so on a couple of occasions, but unable to finish the job.
That game 2 looking quite nice for BestNess. I imagine a little bit of pressure on Midnight's shoulders now, a little bit more than after that first game. You're going to see the FD and Kalos bans from BestNess. So BestNess is looking to keep this a little bit closer, a little bit scrappier, and we've got the Yoshi's Story counterpick coming out from Midnight, which I like a lot because Palutena is going to have a much easier time killing Ness with back air, up smash on Yoshi's Story, for sure.
Yeah, slightly narrower stage than PS2 as well, so the back throw is a bit more of an option at earlier percents. BestNess will be getting a couple extensions off the side platforms, but if you can keep him away from the center, that'll be the key.
One, go!
Alright, getting right into it. Pretty non-committal neutral until that Nair from Midnight that immediately gets punished by the fair from BestNess. Pretty hard reads on how Midnight wants to play RPS these last 2 games.
Even with Midnight parrying some of these initial hits of PK Fire, still not able to get to the right frame of mind and the right part of the stage. Such is the spacing from BestNess.
Uses the explosive flame for coverage, but BestNess doesn't bite. Is going to get caught. No extension on the side of Midnight. Nice air-to-air back air there coming out from BestNess.
Whiffed grab, but this footsie's play is favoring BestNess.
Very nice. There, yeah, just catching all this early damage in a lot of spots that Midnight isn't waiting for. 67 on the ledge now, 70. Oh yeah, it racks it up.
Midnight didn't touch the stage for a solid 15 seconds there. What a great continued edge guard from BestNess, and already back into the fray, looking to close out the third stock too.
It's really hard for Midnight to punish any of these recoveries as well, and just a sharp contrast from what BestNess has been able to do to Midnight this whole set.
Stalled in the air a bit by that attempt, and E-Flame will finally get one kill on the board for Midnight. Singular stock taken.
Catching those EK fires, 91 on the board now for BestNess. No matter how you slice it, this is going to be an incredibly hard comeback for Midnight to make.
Midnight just trying to space with Fair and Bear. Run straight into that one though.
They've got to be very careful because while they are playing right outside of Ness's range fantastically, they're also overcommitting to the first swing pretty often. And BestNess is catching a lot of whiff punishes and a lot of punishes for missed positioning.
And there we saw BestNess pull one of the oldest tricks in the book. Don't pummel at all. Just go straight for the throw and hope that your opponent's DI is mixed up, which Midnight certainly was right there. It's a tool we definitely see utilized by a lot of top players. Mars very famous for using that on his up throw before the opponent can react, and we've seen it right there, even with a slightly longer throw animation.
Yep. Very well played by BestNess these last two games. Very, very dominant Midnight. Gonna have to adjust the game plan here. Things were looking fantastic game one, but the adjustment from BestNess has been very, very good. Catching a lot of these air-to-airs because Palutena, or Midnight as Palutena, is just kind of hovering right outside of Ness's range and waiting. But when you do that, if you don't land properly or you don't put yourself in an area where Ness can't threaten you after you put yourself in the air, he's going to be able to get those whiff punishes. He's going to be able to get those air-to-air back airs if you're not swinging fast enough. And we saw that a lot in that last game.
So coming off a second consecutive two-stock, BestNess looks poised to take game four as well. Midnight doing all that they can to prevent it.
Damn, the song's a jam.
It really is. I do like the recent change. I know that some people aren't a fan of it, to include all music on, you know, the likes of FD and Battlefield and Small Battlefield. It gets a bit annoying when you get Animal Crossing music and you get confused on which stage you're on. BestNess almost dying, does die. A 0 to death from Midnight, and that juggle just didn't seem to stop.
Yo, the raw nair to keep it going off the side platform was so beautiful too. Midnight really cleaning this up. This is what we want to see. The pressure right back on BestNess' shoulders here.
You can hardly think of a better response than the one we saw right there. BestNess trying to get the rocket going, just errant.
I like the battlefield pick here. We see Midnight using these wavelands back on the platform and other tech just to stay a little bit further out of Ness's bubble, avoid these whiff punishes that were really causing suffering in game 2. That was the fakest combo ever, but every hit of it worked.
Doesn't quite intercept that PK Thunder with the E-Flame, but calls out the jump.
This is getting scary fast.
Even with the SD there, things still looking very good for Midnight. A player like BestNess is never going to be mentally in Game 5 yet, so always has a chance to make a comeback.
Oh, we see the ladder coming back. Doesn't catch that last upper this time, though. Avoids the rocket. Nice down throw backer at the ledge. BestNess avoiding the last 4 auto reticles.
Rising Fair again lands on the platform, so no room for the punish. This time the jump called out by BestNess, and the PK Thunder Rocket.
Ooh, classic Ness trap right there. Catching the overshot teleport, but Midnight comes right off the platform swinging. Now punishing these PK fires.
And every one of them just represents another missed opportunity, even 90% in the lead. BestNess only needs a couple opportunities, and a singular opening could mean the game.
Yeah, Ness is definitely the type of character that can get things shifted off of a single hit. We see Midnight not allowing that hit to come. Every hit that's come from BestNess so far has just been a little tap.
Very purposeful as BestNess just continues to play this same game.
Changed game working out for Midnight because the only time BestNess has magneted has been for Flame, and that backer gonna seal it out on the magnet. Pretty hard read, good corner pressure coming out, and a great approach to game 5 from Midnight there. Really cementing themselves and showing that they're not to be played around with. That game 1 was not a joke.
Yeah, it's always a statement when you're taking Utah's finest Game 5, but the way that fourth game just begun, an immediate 0 to death, a dominant show, that raw nair, as you said, was perhaps the cleanest thing I've seen all day, and it just set the script for the rest of the game. No matter how many conversions and how well BestNess was playing in neutral, even found the PK Thunder 2 at one point, and it still wasn't close. Midnight still had about half of his stock remaining.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic stuff. And we saw BestNess starting to run it back quickly. Even though the second stock was an SD, just played those last 3 stocks pretty well. Very rarely overcommitted, very rarely got caught. Fucking yo, what's good? All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Our apologies for that slight technical difficulties, but we're going to be getting right back into it for this very intense Game 5 set between Midnight and BestNess.
Yeah, Midnight, after taking a very clean game 4 to even things out, is going to be brought to BestNess's counterpick for game 5. So this has all the makings of another thrilling 5-game set. It's just a matter of who manages to close it out, and I can't imagine BestNess is going to be taking things to another triplat. So Midnight's going to have to find these kills another way. It's just a matter of how they'll think about doing it.
And while BestNess, I feel BestNess won't go to another triplat unless it's Yoshi's. The slants on Yoshi's with the ledge seem to really help Ness out. Just any missed techs on the end of the opposite player, and you're gonna go off catapulting into the blast zone if you get 2 framed, as well as PK Flyer flying down at that nice angle for Palutena's jumps off the ledge. But Battlefield did prove to be a really, really, really big problem.
Yeah, for sure. Exemplified by the 0 to death at the very beginning. BestNess fell victim to that, and despite capitalizing well, it did give him a bit of room to escape and gave him a couple landing options of his own to avoid another up air. It seemed like Midnight, the fact that he was able to find one opening and get that much reward from it, BestNess, sorry, might make this sort of mental statement that that's something I have to put aside. That's not worth the advantage I'm getting from this. I can do my thing on another stage. Let's just do that instead.
Absolutely. And I know we had seen the bands before things went down, but
Fortunately, we're not getting game 5.
okay. Think. All right, all right. So they rushed into game 5, and we unfortunately are not going to be having it on stream. But I will keep you guys tuned with the result of that set.
Yeah, that could be going either way. T3 Dom and Frog waiting in the wings for that, seeing who's going to be facing the winner of that, and then battling out for the right to face said winner. Again, 1K pot bonus on the line, so very, very high stakes. All 4 of them, as well as several hungry, ravenous competitors in loser's side, itching to get their hands on whoever drops down.
Yeah, you can tell how intense this loser side is when every game is game 5, with the exception of one set where the higher seed is down a game. Very, very scary stuff down there. You do not want to find yourself in this loser's bracket by any means.
Yeah, Leo and Arconi are in the midst of a game 5. Professor K in a matchup that on paper doesn't sound great for Luigi, able to take MVD to a game 5 and on the verge of beating a former PGR player. It's impressive stuff no matter how you interpret it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Everyone really showing up. West Coast on the map today.
For sure. So, of the people left in bracket, it looks like BestNess has managed to take it over Midnight in a 5th game.